in Statistical Rethinking, second edition, chapter 12. We're on a hard question, 12H7. And here is the question right here. So we're looking again at the trolley data set. So by now you should be somewhat familiar with that. Earlier in the chapter, we used education, not in the problems, but actually in the text of the chapter. Education was used as a ordered categorical variable. And so we had to code that in a very particular way that's demonstrated in the book. But here we are alerted to the possibility that there is a confound with education and the response variable, which I believe is just called response, associated with age. Okay, and the confound is that if we think that education is affecting a person's response, well, it might be confounded with age, right? So people of a certain generation, say, may have certain attitudes, or attitudes may shift somewhat reliably with age, or whatever. But age is also affecting education, right? The older you are, the more opportunity you've had to obtain education. So we have this confound. So what we're meant to do is first draw a DAG representing the relationship that was just discussed, and then to try to correct that in a model, in a statistical model. So first let's draw the DAG. So here's my code for the DAG, and you already see the DAG up here. But we have education affecting response and age affecting both education and response. Right? So age is the thing that is the possible confound here. Okay? So we want to account for that, and the way that we're going to do that is just to copy the model 12.6 in the chapter M12.6, but to make some modifications. Okay. So what modifications? Well, the modification that we're going to use is I'm just going to include age. And I'm going to normalize age largely because that seems like a good idea, because I don't really know how else to set a prior for age. Okay. So here's the model. Again, this is just pasted basically model M12.6, but notice that I've added a new term here, BAG times age. So don't call it BA because BA is for action. So we have to give it a unique name here. I did that the first time and could not understand the results, but nevertheless, I won't walk through this code because like I said, this is copied from the book, and the book does a good job of going through what this code means. Okay, but what's important here is that we look at the implications of adding age to our model. So here's the output, or at least some of the output, where I'm not looking at the kappa and the alpha parameters here, just the linear model. But look at what education is. So it's positive, right? It's reliably above 0 apparently, but that in itself isn't all that interesting. What is interesting is that when we look at the output from the earlier model, from earlier in the chapter, we see that the effect of education was negative. Okay. So we've had a sign shift here once we added age to the model. So this suggests then that age truly was a confounding variable. Okay, we'll call that good.